Hey everybody, Fletch from All Things Overlanding here. On today's short episode of Xterra Talk, I'm going to be talking you through my limb riser setup. It's purpose built for a JK, a Jeep JK Wrangler. And then I just repurposed it for my Xterra. Now my implementation of it is a little unorthodox, so you may or may not want to put self-tapping screws through your fenders. If you don't, there are other ways to do this, and I kind of talked through that in the video as well. But just be aware that I know that this is not an orthodox setup for this thing. But I did want to show you guys how you could use stuff intended for other vehicles, because there aren't a lot of well-priced or value-priced options for us. You can build them yourself, but I had a lot of trouble finding the right type of cable, and then you've got to put the ends on it and all that stuff. This kit was about 35 to 40 bucks, and it was already pre-made, so it was actually really easy to install. And again, you could customize this for your own needs, so I think it still will be helpful for you. So before we dive into the video, I do want to mention, definitely check out the description down below for my sponsors. I picked a few select folks that I'm really interested in, that I really like their stuff, and approached them about being sponsors, and they were all gracious enough to say yes. So check out Last US Bags down below. Again, they make super awesome overlanding gear, and when you click on that link and go through, you'll be able to see everything that they've got. Also, More Expo takes place this next February in 2021. Click through that link to let them know if you're interested in going to the expo. They're trying to get a good number on how many people are going to be there, and it sounds like it's going to be just amazing, like way bigger than last year and awesome. And last but not least, Northology Adventures. She has a digital magazine. It's free. It comes out every month. I've been lucky enough to be published in it a time or two, so you should definitely check that out as well. And then she also does these cool events. So if you go to the website through that link and click on the events section, you can see some of these cool things. She'll do things like gourmet cooking overland trips that you can sign up for. And it's just a small group of people that she will custom take you on a trip through Michigan. And it's awesome. They're just awesome. So definitely check those guys out as well. So without further ado, let's dive into the video. All right, guys, so recently I've been getting a lot of questions about my limb risers. They're a relatively new addition to the truck. So I just wanted to kind of walk you around the truck and sort of cover exactly what I did and how I did it. Again, my application may not be exactly the same as yours, because I am attaching them to my DIY rooftop tent up here, which is wood, obviously. So I just put a couple of screws into it. Worked great. Holds them nice and taut, you'll see here. So they're actually pretty tight. These things are adjustable, which is really nice. You can kind of screw them together to tighten it up. So once you put it on, you just screw those together until they get tight. But still, I think that based on where you would want to mount it down here, so I put self-tapping metal screws through my fender because this truck's 16 years old. I honestly just don't really care. It's not hurting anything. I'd rather have the limb risers and put a couple screws into the truck than not have the limb risers. So you could, though, and I did think about this and look at this. The idea is these are intended for a Jeep JK. So you could, if you could get down in here inside of the fender and get the screws in, you could hypothetically mount it down in there. There's not a ton of room, and there's not a ton of lip inside of here. So you got to kind of be careful. But you definitely could. So you could get a little creative with it. And then it's got kind of a nice curve to it to kind of push any branches off. It comes put together with the cable with the ends on it. So I literally just had to screw those couple of screws in up there. I had to kind of measure it and then put the bottom down here and screw those in and then bolt this cable on, and I was done. So I mean, it probably took me 15 minutes to do this install. So again, the quality of the kit is really nice. This thing's been rained on a handful of times. It's been on the truck for probably a month and a half or so now. But it works great. Mine is not perfect. So when you look from the front of the truck, right, so my mirrors obviously stick out, my little ditch lights kind of stick out. But I mean, it definitely serves its intended purpose, right? So the purpose is really just to keep limbs off your windshield from smacking you in the face as you drive by and getting all over your windshield, which I've definitely experienced before. So I think these will definitely help. So what do you guys think? Have you guys done, limb risers on your Xterra? What did you use? I think Off-Road Gorilla makes some mounts for it that are really nice. They're just a little pricey. I think I was about $40 total into this JK kit. And then again, I just installed it my own way. So totally up to you. But I mean, definitely if you have an older Xterra or you just don't care, you could definitely do it this way. It also does come with, this kit does come with some rivets that you could use to kind of rivet into the truck. Which again, I didn't want to put anything in my roof. I didn't want to put any more holes. The box was up there, so that worked out really well for me. But so there are some options with this kit. So I will put a link in the description down below to the kit that I used so that you can easily find it and check it out. And you may, find another kit that works better. For me, I went through probably 10 or 12 of these kits looking at what came with them. And this made sense to me because I kind of had an idea of how I wanted to mount it. But I'd love to hear from you guys. If you've done your own limb riser kits or if you bought a pre-made kit, what did you buy? How much did it cost? Where'd you get it? What's a link? Share in the comments below because I'd love to hear from you. So again, as always, I hope this is a little short video for you guys, but I hope that it's helpful. I hope that it answers some of your questions about the limb riser kit that I used. And if you have any other questions, of course, post up down below and let me know. I'm happy. All right, guys, so that was it. Again, I know an unorthodox application of Jeep Wrangler limb risers, but it saved me a ton of time. I actually have bought various little bits and pieces here and there to make my own before, but I was never able to kind of pull the full thing together. So for the cost, I just figured it was a little bit easier, a lot easier, and even probably a little bit cheaper in the long run just to buy this kit for another vehicle and then repurpose it for mine. So again, I hope that was helpful for you guys. I hope that gave you some new information or maybe get some thoughts stewing in your brain for how you could adopt something for another vehicle for your Xterra. So if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed the content, please click the like button below. Also, if you're not already, click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified when new videos drop. I put out a ton of Xterra content, a ton of overlanding content, gear reviews. Every Thursday night, I do a live stream. So if you want to come hang out, come have a beer, hang out. So again, I hope you enjoyed the content. I appreciate you stopping by, and we'll see you next time.